This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Show. Let's talk about things you should not do if you find your partner cheating.
Do not attack the person they cheated with.
Okay. Oh, you really caught us there.
Your anger will be, and you can lose yourself.
Okay.
We're not saying you should not contact them. There are circumstances when you're not being given the full information. You know, sometimes people converse halfway.
Yeah.
They hide whether there's a child involved. They hide whether they have bought them assets. There are questions you are not getting answers to. And you may go diplomatically to see that the other person has enough diplomacy. Sometimes they are also frustrated enough, or they want to feed you with everything so that you can leave.
Oh.
You know? And or you want to just ask whether they know what is happening.
Okay.
Sometimes they are not marriage material. The person they're cheating with doesn't believe in marriage.
Oh.
They believe in money. Okay, so relationships are about many things.
Okay.
For many people, it's a vehicle for money.
Okay.
So you may find that, and I never contact them to ask what they have that you don't have. Don't contact them to validate insufficiency or your feelings of insufficiency or that you are not enough. It's to source for information to inform your current decision about the future of this, about how this person is telling you.
Okay.
Ideally, you shouldn't contact them.
Okay.
If this person is honest enough, but you see the circumstances of discovery of the affair also vary. If you are the one ready to dig up and play games to corner one person and the other one.
It's research.
Or if they are the ones who revealed it to you. You know, that person has almost now become, they brought you the information.
Yeah, they are you.
And there's a contact now.
They are another version of you.
There's a connection. They're telling you this is going. Sometimes they're revealing because they're frustrated. This person is not playing their side of the bargain. Or they have disappeared on them.
Okay.
You know. And please, the cheating of men and the cheating of women is not the same.
Okay.
None is good. We are not saying one is better than the other one, but we're saying the dynamics and the energies are so different. Just like stomach ache is not the same as headache. No ache is good.
No,
they are very good. When you feel this pain versus when you feel this one,
yeah,
the dangers are different, the behaviors are different, the medicine is different.
Okay.
And one of the major differences is that sometimes men can have sex like a physical exercise.
Oh.
Without any feelings.
Like just eating at a restaurant.
For relief. Judah was very hungry and he borrowed the services.
Yeah.
Men are borrowing.
Yeah.
When they are so loose in self-respect, they can stoop that low. It's not a good thing and we are not justifying it. We know it has the consequences it has. In fact, women like those casual men. Those who think they can be casual to really catch you.
Oh.
Yes. Especially when you have a future. Like Judah had a future. This woman just veiled herself.
Yeah.
And to prove that men don't need to see your face. He did not even know who this was.
Yeah.
Had he seen, he would not have slept with her. It was daughter-in-law. But she was veiled. They can hide. So sometimes men is just the pressure they are feeling.
Okay.
It's to say, a lot of times, with men, when you hear the cheating, it's not excusable at all. Men can fall in love with other women and cheat, but they can also cheat when they have not fallen in love. That is the major difference.
Okay.
But by the time a woman gives away her body, if she's a coherent woman.
Coherent. Coherent is such a strong word.
Some women have already split their soul from their body. They're incoherent. They are disintegrated. A woman who is one with herself, by the time she gives herself sexually, she has already given herself emotionally. If the man appears ugly, or there's no... Those who sell themselves for money are the type that I'm saying they've already lost sense for who they are.
Okay.
They don't care how the man looks if he can pay. By the time you can merchandise your body, something in you has died. By the time people are coming to your soul, going into your holy of holies, to leave you a few coins, what is the value of that money? What is it? One lady was popularized herself by doing that business, and she regretted later saying, ladies, don't try that path. Nearly all the socialites who had popularized that business, I see them regret.
Yeah.
They stop the behavior and say, I wouldn't recommend that path for anyone. You are humiliated, your soul is crushed. So you need to be, many of them meant to drink themselves out of
to silence their conscience.
Yes. And when you meet those who do it as a business, they say, I was forced by this to look for money for my children. To feed my children, to do this, to do this. You have a body that can work. By the time you are selling your soul, this is no sacrifice for your children. You're also paving a path for the children to become this way.
Yes.
The exposure you are doing for this kind of behavior to them. So it's to say, many times the cheating of men can involve love or sometimes no love. And we have many examples. And we are not ruling out that many times they can fall, they can take themselves. The biggest problem with the men is underestimating the woman they're cheating with, thinking they will always walk out anytime they want, because she acts weak to make you feel strong. Sly women know how to puff up your ego by looking at your service, until she has established herself. She shatters your family, carries half of your estate, and goes out there to educate women about toothpicks.
If you know, you know.
So ladies, today our subject
is toothpicks.
Is you see what I'm doing? Don't do this, okay? So sometimes she plays the long game, and one of these days I'll tell men how to know the woman is playing the long game.
Where? Yeah.
They do play the long game. The women who have decided gathering property and growing with a man from the root is too much work, they would rather get one who's already at the fruit and take away what he has. And to do that, she will trade her dignity, her everything for it. Then after that, she can try to put up a life after she has cut. They don't have integrity or anything. So we are saying, you can tell a woman is playing long game when a certain behaviors, for example, motivating you towards significant purchases owned jointly. Usually they start jointly. They tell you to buy for her name directly, you will recognize it. You will know the game.
Okay.
But if you promise, you make sure you follow through the promise. During pillow talk, men overpromise. When they're trying to get...
or when they've just gotten.
I mean, to show that...
They're very happy and satisfied.
I mean, Dubai, we'll go. What do you want? Is it... see, there are lots to follow up. And because they are demanding, the other woman is not demanding, she's patient with the growth. And you're confusing the two, thinking they're the same. The perennial mistake for men has been to think the women are the same, and that is in control. So the sly one sneaks in unhindered. Sometimes you're finding out to know how you should proceed. But number one, if you're contacting them for information that will help you and is not this perfectionism, what did I do wrong? What could I do differently? That is wrong. And don't go to pick up a fight with them. Why did you penetrate to my marriage? Some people are going for money. It was their long game. Your partner is the one with a duty of care. The world does not care how you feel, whether your marriage works. For them, they might even think, he said you have an open marriage. Everybody is free to do what they want. You know? So do not assume that the other woman holds values of marriage, values of family, values of dignity.
And trying to persuade her and, cause her to be remorseful.
If there are questions that you might ask that are relevant, is whether she knows whether there are other women.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Or the other men. One guy visited the girlfriend to find another man. Found another man there. Instead of doing what men who are not mature would start fighting. They just conversed. Me too, I thought I'm also thought that, man. The guys walked away, both of them. In a friend, this is true story. Friendly, we went away, they never came back. And I think it's even the lady who contacted me saying how she can get the one she really loved.
Really? Hey, the things you see.
You know? She loved one of them really, the other one was just hung up.
And so she wants you to advise her?
How to get...
I really want to know what you told her.
No, when you have screwed up, you have screwed up. Start afresh, learn your lesson. Just learn your lesson for future application.
Yeah.
Sometimes the milk is spilled.
Yeah.
This wishful thinking won't take you anywhere. You should be happy you are not caught in a scandal if they started a fight. It's just, the love triangles kill.
They kill.
How do you even dare do that? And one of them was actually a military guy, and I like the composure.
Wow.
Because he's away, he rarely comes.
She's also blessed.
They move like shadows, you know, military men, sometimes it's underneath.
Yeah.
They just appear.
If he wanted
Disappear.
to finish her.
Yeah. But he didn't have composure and self-belief. Say it's hurting, but that's a choice. Thank you very much.
Wait.
The other one happens also to be a gentleman. Some of these men who are being made to cheat with one woman are all good.
And some people are so lucky. You get two good men.
Cheating is not always, and both people are bad. One is innocently misguided. Innocently misguided. And they converse, man, what's going on here? Ah, man, it's okay. And they, see you, man. And they went.
Yeah.
And
it's painful, but
this, it's a painful moment because you had invested here sincerely, but you have enough composure to say, even now I start chaos. This woman doesn't want, she's not that kind.
you cut your losses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so do not start a fight, even if you're the man, and you realize she has been bringing another man there when you are away. Sometimes neighbors know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And they can tell, when they can tell. And one guy was tipped by the neighbor, said, you know, I'm tired of seeing this. Let me just know. This car filled KCJ, whose is it?
Yeah.
I know you guys don't have KCJ. But it keeps coming. You know, she says she has a brother. But do you think, but why would the brother be coming only when you're not here?
Yeah.
Okay, bro, man, do this. Just do your check.
Some neighbors are really good. I mean, and I know.
And especially when you have a connection with the person you're trying to help, and you know they'll not turn against you.
Yes.
Sometimes people are being cheated on, and they have an idea, but they don't want to look. They don't want the ugly truth. Or they're also doing their things out there.
Yeah.
You know? So you don't want to always, but when you have connected to a level that you realize this is a sincere man. And sincere men are being mistreated a lot. They just don't talk. They just don't talk.
Yeah.
You see them doing everything.
Yes.
The right thing, building, going out, coming late, working. You see it. You see this man is lifting the weight, but he's being misguided. So we are saying, number one, do not fight the other person. Do not launch. Why? They don't have a duty of care. And they could be genuinely misguided. They were sincere. The only person who signed up to protect your heart and your marriage is this person. Deal with them directly.
Yeah.
Number two is do not force a reconciliation.
Okay.
Do not pressure them to say sorry. Sometimes people confess, but they don't intend to say sorry. Again, don't mistake confession with apology.
Okay.
Sometimes people confess to get away the guilt. It's weighing on them, and they say it to feel better.
What's the difference?
When people are apologizing, they are now deciding to change their behavior. When people are revealing the secrets that were in them, on the other hand, that's a very different story. Maybe they're just haunted by looking at you and knowing that they're lying to you. And in order to feel like they're not such a bad person, and they can't reverse the bad things they've done, they decide to tell you.
Or even to create the appearance of genuineness?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes people also, they try to barter trade the confession for forgiveness. I'll tell you the truth, if you promise you won't leave me. What truth is it? What truth is it? Can't commit before I hear it. But because you are curious, you agree. You can agree to play with their mindset. Then after they tell you, say, you think something like breaking loyalty can be exchanged for just a promise of if I tell you the truth. I deserve to know the truth. It's not a trade-off.
Yeah.
We have invested our lives together and promised loyalty. I deserve to know what you're doing that affects our union, that affects my trust that I've given on you. Anytime you cross borders, you can't also control the narrative. You can't be both the accused and the judge in the same case.
Yeah.
So it's to say, do not assume that they are ready to change, especially if they confessed just to get it off their chest. It was harassing them. Or they confessed in anticipation that somebody else will tell you. No, they might have fallen out. That person threatened that they'll tell you, and rather than waiting for
you to find out,
they tell them. Or it's you investigated and you ambushed them. And they were just cornered. You know, some people are not really apologetic, they're just cornered. Okay, then it's true.
That's another thing. Can I ask about, sometimes you have, that desire to reconcile is a reflex action. It's a psychological reflex action. How do you stop yourself? How do you, in that heat of the moment, the first and only thing you can think about is to reconcile?
Yeah, because we are wired for repair. We were here to stay.
Yeah.
When you are sincerely invested, your first instinct is hope. There's a hope.
Yeah.
Actually, the hardest thing about working out is like you're giving up hope.
Yes.
Always convince yourself that when you have to work out, it's not like you're giving up hope, not like you're giving up on us, it's like they have given up on us.
And then some people will add the philosophy of do not throw the baby with the bathwater.
Yeah, that's a philosophy of, it does not apply here. There's a time when you have to just spare one and do the other. In this case, when a person has blatantly betrayed and you don't see remorse, or it's a repeat offense, you're not the one throwing, it's them who have thrown. There's nothing remaining.
I love that, yeah.
There's nothing remaining. Don't walk out of your marriage. The marriage is no longer
There's no
existence. What I
marriage.
entered was loyalty and faithfulness. It's no longer here.
Yes.
And remember, affairs open your life to health risks.
Yes.
Diseases can kill you quickly when they were brought to you unfairly, and you don't take the responsibility of managing them. Be careful. You are just living your life faithfully and saying no to what temptations. Then somebody brings you a disease that requires you to take drugs.
Everything.
Then you are there sitting wondering, the way I was so careful with my life.
Yeah.
So the reasoning gets defeated that it's already in you now and you have to manage it for your life.
Yeah.
So when people are cheating, always remember the thing is, it could be beyond just faithfulness, your health. And if you're lucky to be healthy, save your life.
Okay.
Your health is where everything else anchors. Your dreams, your hopes, your happiness, your health comes first. Better to deal with health problems that you could not predict or prevent.
Yeah.
So do not assume they're ready to change.
Okay.
Let them have to say it. And sometimes they say it in the spur of the moment, not to appear like a bad person. We said in another show, when people say sorry and it was betrayal of trust, don't promise to stay. Say, let's see.
Okay.
I'll hang around. Then watch. You don't have to restore intimacy immediately. No, until you feel ready. Watch. Watch them. And if somebody tries to say they went out because you denied them, if they can't resolve the problems internally, what are you doing with them? Marriage problems should be resolved in marriage. If you go out because you are not satisfied here, how can you tell that you will stay even next time? Things will come up. And if we cannot communicate when we are in problems, there's no point. I should know I'm your go-to.
Yeah.
The other thing you don't do is that many times people say it's like when you walk out, you're leaving it for the other person. What you have invested, you're leaving it, especially women, for the other woman. Do not factor when you walk out who will take advantage of what remains, because once the trust is gone, there's nothing. And again, don't imagine that you're always the one to walk out. Sometimes you kick them out. Let them go have their life out there. Especially if you are so invested and established and children and the stage of life you are in, get them out of themselves. That place becomes persona non grata, the unwanted person there, out of bounds. And if you don't have the memories, then you can migrate later, or you can, many things.
Yeah.
But you can use that chance to correct. To correct that perception that, if I leave, the other person comes. And finally, when affair happens, don't just pack and go.
Okay.
We said you can't cause people to cheat, but you can influence them to cheat. It is their decision, but you could have been a factor to weakening their resolve.
That's a very painful and difficult thing to process.
Yes. You might have been such a difficult person that they found themselves. We are not saying they were unconscious. No. You push them to a place where temptations were more, pressure was more. And especially if you have a problem getting intimate with them. Remember I said sometimes you marry a good person whom you don't quite feel.
Yeah.
You married the packs, not the person.
Or the persona and not the person.
Yeah. Or the package they bring.
Okay.
Or over time, things have happened and you've lost the emotional, it has drifted.
Yeah.
Some men want to continue being mechanical with the sex, for example. There are issues they're not addressing and they still want sex. They're not healing, coming to that place of resolving the issue, and they still want intimacy. And over time, the woman loses interest. And he begins to feel like he's also not wanted.
Yeah.
And a stalemate follows.
Yeah.
So an ongoing stalemate can really push, especially men, to cheat. An ongoing stalemate. When they're not talking at home, when there's no flow, no juice, no energy.
Yeah.
And then there's a very willing
buyer. Willing buyer, willing seller.
Out there.
Yeah.
He can struggle to resist.
Yeah.
And one lady said, an example of the things that you may start may appear like, so she became the confidant for the boss when she found that he was always stressed. And she's the one who was asking, I'm sorry, are you okay? So one time you began to talk. That talking opened the doors.
Yeah.
When you become the empathizer,
Yeah.
and he's also sexually starved.
So emotionally starved, sexually starved.
And you are here.
Yeah.
And you're in the same private space. That's a problem in the working environment.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have a private space.
The corner office.
Yes.
Yeah.
For both of you. And you empathize with his situation.
Complete with a couch.
And you and it's him you need for the for your future. Do you see the
entanglement?
This man can improve your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a snap of fingers, improve your life.
Yes.
Promotions. When you don't have principles to understand that marriage is its own sacredness, and if you are hoping to also have yours, or you already have yours, you can be in the same patch, the same place. That you should stop being a confidant. Let them see a counselor. Tell people to stop taking our jobs. We are not happy.
We'll tell them. You need to do a demonstration.
Recommend
peaceful demonstration.
People are falling into affairs because of replacing us.
Yes. And creating more problems. For the children. So maybe their children will be your clients.
So do not just pack and leave. What you do is get to know really what happened. The anger is very high, frustrations are very high, but it's good to converse. And even if you're not staying, as you go, what should you know? What should you know?
Okay.
There's a level of honesty during that moment that moments have gems. Maybe the marriage had broken down to a place where it's not satisfying, or it was fully satisfying, and this person is not disciplined. Sometimes the cause for affair is lack of discipline, lack of self-control, thinking you can steal pleasure, and steal out once, and then becomes a habit, and it's a door you have opened, and it goes on, goes on. The reason some people cheated, they say they regret because they did it because they could get away with it. And again, remember, sometimes when plans go perfectly, you're perfectly hooked.
Where?
So you did that one and got away with it. Does the urge stop?
No.
Next opportunity, you think you can also get away with it?
Yeah.
Does the urge stop?
No.
Thank you very much. When you do wrong things and you get away with them, now you're hooked. The urge disturbs you. Again, we said you don't get caught on everything, but you never get away with anything.
What? Okay. Never. Sometimes God just covers you and decides, go, don't sin no more.
The grace of God does not mean nothing. Let's repeat this. Because I forgave you does not mean I did not feel it, isn't it?
Yeah.
God still felt it by the time he was letting you off the hook. We are saying this. You don't get caught up, we don't get caught on everything every time you cheat. But you never get away with anything in this sense. That cheating is amounting, building up something in you. That thing is building in you will lead you to become a certain person who will then attract the consequences for the accumulation of the things you've been doing. Okay? Nobody's keeping a tally to whip you for every time you did it. But the person you are becoming for doing those things will hold you back from ascending to a certain degree of self-development, success and wealth and happiness and all that.
Yeah.
Or will start a ripple effect habit that will get to itself going all the way to punishment.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk about, I would want you to validate someone who has not been cheated on with a human being, but with porn and masturbation, and it's replacing their sexual intimacy, and the partner is saying, well, I didn't cheat. At least I didn't cheat. You're safe, I'm safe, everyone's happy.
Cheating is not just going to a third party. It's doing things that I did not sign up for. Had you told me you're into masturbation when you're dating, would I have married you? Thank you very much. Always remember, is introduction of things I did not sign up for. If they are no more for you, and for me they are pervasive and psychologically damaging, and they make me feel like I'm being compared with images, those are people, those images. Those are videos of people. And when you are stimulating yourself over there, it's very disgusting. Why would I have to? And some people have watched porn so much they can't respond to a normal person. They must get a gadget.
Yeah.
So you are having your intimate time here, then they go to finish with a gadget or with their hand. You feel filthy.
You feel filthy, yeah.
So if a person is so perverted as to normalize that, do not be gaslighted into thinking, being asked, is there another person? There's another energy.
There's another energy.
Yes. Porn is an energy. Masturbation is an energy. Is a thing that is taking your satisfaction from another place, not from us.
Yeah.
It's an introduction of another dynamic, and it's an ultimate betrayal. Even when the person is not being brought physically, those people are not being brought physically. When they're being brought energetically, it's offensive enough.
What if it's a genuine addiction that this person is really struggling to get out of, and sometimes they get out of it for months at a time, and then they relapse, and then, that cycle. So they're genuine, the heart is genuine, the spirit is willing.
Listen, when you're genuine, you always break addiction. When you're married and you're working together, nothing can defeat us.
Okay.
The reason they keep going back is because they are not committed.
Okay.
It's not because it's all difficult. I keep sliding back. Choosing to do those addictions are a choice, and we can, at the choice point, always call me.
Okay.
The people have helped us. Alcoholism.
Yeah.
Many addictions. Working together. At the point when you feel the urge and the cravings, let's talk.
Call me.
And people have walked out that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes after you cheat, you start trying to unpack things, and the stalemate spans back 10 years, and it just becomes chaotic because we're not understanding each other. Do we take a break and then, just take a break from the marriage? Are there times when a break is recommended, just so that first you can get over because you're already so highly triggered by this cheating, you're not rational in your conversations?
That's true. Sometimes you need to step to time out to avoid self-harm when you can't converse normally. The time out should not be so long as to create estrangement, to teach you how to live without me.
Oh, okay.
When you stay away from each other for so long, you can learn how to live without the person. And you educate your mind that you can always work out. Better to contain yourself, and we just take an off for a day or for a weekend only. You just go to your home or to your prayer center if you want, to retreat center if you want.
Yeah.
These retreat centers you see, Vincentian, they're not always for prayers only. It's also for cooling off in the presence of God. So if you feel like you're about to be possessed by devils and do drastic things, run to God. Then come later.
Okay.
So time out is good, but you should not use it to create estrangement.
So you said a weekend. Is a week, too much? Is 2 weeks too much? Like, what is too much?
Sometimes the degree of separation is what counts. If you are going, we are not talking when on phone, 3 days are very many. But if you're only moving to the other room, we're only separating the bedroom, and we're still coming home, I'm still seeing you, that can be longer depending on what we are waiting to sort. So circumstances vary according to the intensity of the separation.
Okay.
Yes.
So if sorry, I just feel like lingering here. Maybe there's someone who's struggling with it. What if I need a year and my partner only needs a day? He wants to solve it, and I'm like, don't touch me right now.
You need a year of what? Maybe you're just very angry.
Separation.
You have a problem with the anger. You never need a year when you're connected to a person. In fact, breaks are not a thing even in dating. There is sign that you are fundamentally incompatible, and if you need to be away for a year from your person, maybe you don't need them anymore.
Okay.
Who will meet each other's needs for the whole year? Who will be their wife? Who will be their husband? Are you training them so that even when you come, they can't take you in back emotionally?
Yeah.
Sometimes people break that way, and when they come back, they realize they broke something else.
Yeah.
The connectedness.
Yeah.
So don't lose the connection even in times of pain. When you're very angry, when you've been offended, you may feel like you've been 5 years. That's only a feeling.
Oh, okay.
It's how angry and hurt you feel. Sometimes don't give it time. Just say, let me see. I'll try to keep it short as I can, but I want to be authentic, that I'm at a good place.
At what point do you know that you're so badly hurt that even if this person wants to heal, I can't?
Get therapy again.
Okay.
If you're bleeding very much,
Yeah.
don't say I'm bleeding so much I might die. Go to hospital.
Okay.
Psychological pain is legit. When you're genuinely invested and people have hurt you, therapy really changes things.
Okay.
You can get to release and get clarity and decide. Yes.
All right. Thank you. That was amazing. Thank you all for watching. I know you've learnt a lot. Bye. See you next time.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life,